My elbows are ashy. Alrighty. Got somewhere to go?
No.
You know what I was thinking? Maybe we should just go to Sydney's house. But I feel like that's too close.
Yeah, she stayed listening to me. She said like 3 minutes away.
I'm weak. Okay, well, hey y'all. God, look at my elbow. Look how ashy it is. Okay. Drive like this. Hey y'all. It's Asia Janae with
Deandra Ware.
Okay, hitting these toaster streets on cruise control. D. Is this where you go work out?
No, it's not the clubhouse.
Oh. This is where you had a graduation party?
No, it's not the clubhouse.
Oh, that's awkward.
I hate my voice like that.
Do you have to speak up for one?
I said that like for a reason.
Okay, so what's up, Deandra? How's life been?
Life's great.
Act like I don't know the answer to these questions.
No, life is good. I've been working, starting a new job at the Boys and Girls Club, Salvation Army, the North Maybe. I really enjoy it.
The North
Maybe.
Is it the one that's on Peoria and Pine?
No, it's the one on Martin Luther King Boulevard, also known as Cincinnati.
Don't know where that one is. So let's take it back to the 2000. So you born and raised in Tulsa, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you grow up in Gilcrease Hills?
Apparently, yes, I grew up here, but when my parents first got together, like when they first got to Tulsa, we lived in an apartment, and they said I stayed there for like 6 months. I think it's where your mom stayed.
Really?
Yeah, because it was right by my dad's job.
That's crazy.
Well, his job moved now, but his job is down the street from there. Right across from El Chico?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what my parents used to say.
That's crazy. So, what elementary school did you go to?
I attended the Walt Whitman Elementary School.
Girl.
Yeah.
Tell some people and the. Like, it just gotta be the. Like,
the Baby Hornets.
The Baby Hornets?
Yes, I was a pom cheerleader at Walt Whitman Elementary.
I know, I've seen those pictures.
Where?
I don't remember, but I've seen the picture. Okay, so Walt Whitman, you went to what middle school?
I went to the Woodrow Wilson Middle School. It's closed now.
Oh,
It was the best middle school.
was
If
it?
you ask around, yeah.
Where was it?
It was like 1127 South.
The fact that you know,
Columbia, 1127 South Columbia.
the fact that you know that,
I know most numbers.
that's crazy to me. Okay, high school, you went to the Booker T. Washington.
Booker, Telefair, Washington
Oh.
High School.
Tell them. Is this considered Gilcrease Hills?
No.
Look like it. Then you went to Langston. Okay, how was your transition from Booker T to Langston? Like, what was similar? What was you doing in high school that you transitioned to college and did?
Band.
You did band your freshman year, right?
Yes, I did band my freshman year of college at Langston University. I was a part of the Langston University Marching Choir band. I was on the cymbal. I was on the drum line, part of the
What'd you do for Booker T's band?
Play cymbals. I was a Funky D.
A who?
Funky D.
Funky D.
Yes.
What's the D for?
Drummer.
Oh, funky drummer. If you played the cymbals, how was you a funky D?
Percussionist.
So you was a funky P.
No. The Funky D.
Did y'all say like a chant and you was like, we the funky D's?
Ish, yeah.
How I go D?
It was just like, in some of our cadences, like when we said Funky D's with your bad self break down, but
And how you used to break down, D?
you have to start the cadence.
Ooh, I wish I knew so I could get it poppin'.
Or one band song, we said, basically a snippet of his like from east to west. We got the funky D's funking it up. We're gonna turn his mother out, stuff like that.
Ghetto school.
Not ghetto. Very strategic. There was a reason why we said that.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so you was in band in high school, then you transitioned to band in college. What else did you do your freshman year in college? You did a lot.
I did a lot.
You did a lot, like the whole time you were in college.
Yeah, because when else am I gonna do it?
Basically, where else?
Most of that stuff you can't do after you graduate. But so my freshman year, let me try to go in order. So I joined the band. What else did I do in the fall? I low key. No, I ain't gonna say I did it. I was gonna say I was on the Honda bowl team, but I didn't do that. I went to like 2 practices.
What's the Honda bowl team?
It was like an academic bowl team. I started off with McCabe. We're not gonna talk about how it ended.
Girl, I don't even know what a McCabe requires, what it is, because I was never qualified.
But I definitely started off in the honors program. And then anything else fall before I skip? Okay, so then second semester, I know I definitely joined Society of Distinguished Black Women. I went through the ambassador program, so I made it through the class, and then fall 2013, so my sophomore year I became a Langston University ambassador, and then also in the spring I did the Miss Blue and White pageant, so the Beta Epsilon
He was
chapter,
Miss Blue and White when I got there.
Phi Beta Sigma hosted a pageant called Miss Blue and White, and I did that, and I won.
And I won. You was real close to the Sigmas too.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that yesterday.
Yeah, you was hella close to them. I was like, ooh, but they lit, so I see the hype around them.
So sophomore year, I held my reign as Miss Blue and White 2013, 2014. I was an ambassador, so I served that year. I feel like I was on many e-boards at the time, but I really don't remember which ones. And then junior year came, and so in between that summer I traveled with Langston University Center for International Development program, and I was able to study abroad in 2 African countries, the Gambia and Senegal. So I did that the summer of my freshman year. Let's see, what else did I do? So junior year, I think I was just continuing to follow through with those positions that I had joined. And then I was initiated into the Alpha Zeta chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, spring 2015, so that's my junior year.
Oh,
all right. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That mosquito kind of looked blue, so I thought it was dangerous. I had to kill it.
All right. That big throat was Asia hitting her.
Kind of hurt.
Then I studied abroad again, and I went to Swansea University in Swansea, Wales, United Kingdom, which is in Europe. And that was a really good experience. Spent 4 months there.
Dang, it was 4 months?
Yes, it was.
Lord.
It was.
That could feel like a lifetime in a new place.
Yeah. Because you start to like get unfamiliar with a lot of stuff you're familiar with. But so I did that, and I came back. Oh, I was also ambassador chair. I remember that. That was a pretty cool experience. You might see me on campus taking pictures. That don't necessarily mean I'm with anybody's organization. I just take them and I post them for
freelancing,
basically. Somebody told me I should have done yearbook. I probably should have done yearbook, but at the time I wasn't trying to squeeze nothing else in. So.
I didn't even know like yearbook was a thing.
Yeah, it was a big deal my freshman year, a really big deal. And then it just kind of, as things got more technological, it became more technological. So I mean, they be like drive.
In the SSC, like, oh, come take a picture if you want. Like, it was never like, okay, it's the yearbook.
It was never like picture day,
right?
And if you miss out, you don't get another opportunity. It's just like, if you want to, yes, I get it. And it was so many pictures taken, you never knew who was in the yearbook and who wasn't. It was just kind of, it just was what it was. See if I have any more great accomplishments. If I forget anything, charge it to my head and not my heart. I haven't joined the grad chapter yet.
Are you planning on joining
Alpha
the grad
Chi Omega,
chapter?
I know y'all out there. Y'all don't have to call. I know where to find y'all.
I know where to find you. Okay, so let's get into the brand. What does DAW stand for?
So DAW stands for Divine Atypical Works. A very frequently asked question is in my initials. Honestly, I've been telling people no, but because I know myself, it probably is. I just could not remember why I named it this. I just knew what it was. Like, so when I started, so back to my photography.
Mm-hmm.
So I take pictures, more so freelance, like I just said. And 2010, I took a photography 1 class at Booker T. Washington High School, and I ended up taking photo 2, and then I graduated. But since then, the reason I started taking pictures is because I enjoyed just the act of creating those, capturing those memories and being able to document. Mm-hmm. And I took that love and turned it into something more, especially at Langston. So I felt like I was actively documenting my own time at Langston, as well as contributing to others by having those pictures. And so when it got pretty serious, I'm like, okay, I should create an avenue so that when I'm posting these pictures or doing stuff for people, they know that it's mine.
Right.
So when I put it out there, it's like, oh, okay, D'Andrell made that. So that's where the name came from, and I sat down. So the divine aspect was more so every time I sit down and create, it's not always like, oh, yep, I got it. Oh, yep, I already know what I'm doing. Sometimes it takes divine intervention, literally. And that's where they came from, because it's like I can't take all the credit for all my work that I have put out there, because sometimes I don't have it, and sometimes it hits me in the midnight hour, sometimes it hits me early morning and I got me some rest, and I wake up and I'm like, oh shoot, I've been sitting on this idea for 6-7 days, and I finally got it, and it hit you in like 30 minutes and it's done.
Right.
So a typical came from it's just a flip on the word weird.
Typical.
Yeah, sometimes
like a nicer way of saying.
Yeah, so a lot of times if I ask people what you thought of me before you got to know me, they're like, oh, I thought you was weird. And at first I used to not annoy me, but like, dang, why you think I was weird? But some people was using that word weird as like a cover
Interesting.
up. There you go. They wasn't really saying what they meant, but I started to kind of feel like my own self was weird, but I'm like, I don't like that word. It seemed very negatively connotated, so I started using the word atypical, because to me it was more positively connotated, and I felt like with my pictures, you might not get the standard. I'ma try, not saying I can't, but sometimes that's not the style I'm looking for. My pictures are more candid. Now I have done different styles, but as far as when you go into different textures and looking at the lines and basically the unknown rule of photography, my pictures don't look like that, and sometimes it really is on purpose. It's not because I don't know it.
Right.
It's when photography became one of those things, I learned the rules and then I broke them. But I get why people want that standard look, because they're looking for something. Even if they say, I don't know what I want, or do whatever you want, they're looking for something, and it's that consistency that they see. So different textures or angles or colors or themes and moods that you get with photography. And then Works was just that it was going to be a collection of things. So
basically like your work.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
So it's totally transformed
meaning
now.
behind it.
Yeah,
I like that
but
so
I
much.
always stayed attached to the name because, like you said, it had so much meaning behind it. It was just nothing I wanted to throw away,
right?
Because I didn't want to do photography anymore. Because I've been there before where I didn't want to do photography anymore, and I just stopped.
So how did it go from photography to a clothing line?
Okay, so once I decided that I was okay with being paid to take pictures, I put things out onto social media because I had a friend of mine who was like, you should put yourself out there more. I still don't like the idea, but I'm like, okay, I can be more upfront with it. Let's say, oh y'all, I'm getting an award on Friday, versus kind of like personality wise, I feel like once you get to know me, you just start to see things that are consistent. So once I started putting my pictures out there, I wanted to create something that everybody could support, whether you wanted my pictures or not. I didn't want my pictures and my graphics to become my main source of income for the brand, because everybody don't want it.
Right.
That's just how it is. Like, everybody got their favorites, and sometimes I'm not people's favorites, and I'm okay with that.
True.
So, the merchandise also helps to raise questions about what is DAW or what is the Divine Typical Works.
So you do go by DAW as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
because someone said that before, and I'm like, you mean DAW?
see, I never even thought about it as DAW, because anytime I type it, I never put a period.
Right.
Because to me, it's one word. But it's weird that you can still say DAW. I'm not good at English, so I make up my own words and own English rules sometimes. So that's just, if you want to know something I can do better with, that's English. But yeah, I just wanted to create something that more people could support and to get more questions out there, kind of like a PR thing. Mm-hmm. So that's where the merchandise came from. And then,
so to build your brand.
Right. And then I noticed as I just started putting the small embroidered logo on things, I started getting more ideas, and it made me more comfortable with my graphic design. So I'm actually really excited about the merchandise, and I really hope people want to support it, and I hope I can get other artists or graphic designers to collaborate with me, because I'm doing this all for the arts, future artists or current artists that just want to see more out of themselves when it comes to making art there, or making artists their first job. Right. Because a lot of people do it on the side.
Yeah. Side.
Or as a hobby. And not saying you can do it as a hobby and a job. Yeah. It's just, why are you doing it as a hobby? Because some people do it as a hobby because they're scared to take that first step, and it's like, it's not that scary. Especially if you start to save your money right, or you start to get around the same people. Like, I've been reading this book called Mastery, and I feel like that's really for the artist, because you do have to spend time with your craft. You have to spend time developing your craft. You got to get to know it really well. And sometimes in doing that, you have to get a mentor. You have to get somebody to work under that can tell you, as much as you're reading all these books is great, but that thing has been outdated for the last 50 years.
This is the real life.
Right. And so you might be wasting your time if that's something you want to pursue. But I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you suggestions. So it's good to get under people that are actually doing those things also, because if they've been doing it 50 years, I'm pretty sure they haven't got it perfectly, and they can give you some advice that might put you 10 or 15 years ahead, just because they've been practicing
Eddie's
also.
out here soaring. Are they like waiting on the bus?
I mean, they got somewhere to be.
It's kind of cute. Sorry. Okay, so I heard you speak of merchandise. Tell us what's here and what's to come.
So right now I have the hats. If you reached out to me about a hat and you still haven't gotten your hat, don't worry. I still have hats. Right now I have the hats. Be on the lookout for t-shirts. Be on the lookout for... Well, while we're talking about it, you can add me on Instagram at Divine Typical Works. I just have Instagram and Facebook right now. I hope, let's say, no, we're going to claim it. I will have a website in the next 2 years, but that'll be plastered on Instagram or Facebook to know about those. I also have a Flickr, same thing, Divine Typical Works. That's where you'll see all my pictures.
What is Flickr?
It's a online photography portfolio. They added videos, but it's mostly photography. That's where I learned about it. I do plan on hosting some classes, some basic level photography classes and some basic level graphic design classes, because I used to attach on my Divine Typical Works that I teach too, and I do. I just hadn't had a plan set up, so it fell through. But I still am very interested in teaching people how to do photography or graphic design. Also, I hosted an event called Golden Hour, and it was in Oklahoma City, and I do plan on doing more of those in the Tulsa area and in the Langston area.
What was Golden Hour? So
Golden Hour was a networking event for anybody that considers themselves a photographer or aspiring photographer, model or aspiring model, and videographer or aspiring videographer. And I added the two terms because some people don't feel like they're there yet, and they get intimidated by titles. And then it was just like, you can just be an individual. You can just come and stand around if you want to. It really didn't matter, because what I wanted to happen was iron sharpening iron. So you get all those people in one setting, and you bring your cameras. Yeah, you bring your cameras, you bring your equipment. We got the golden hour, which is about 30 to 40 minutes before the sun goes down. You'll see the sky really red, and typically it's suggested that you shoot with the sun. So you let the sun be, you let the sun light up your image, but in the golden hour you can shoot into the sun, the direction of the sun, and you can see more shadows and like silhouettes.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why I called it golden hour, because it was something that's something, a title that most photographers or people know, like models and stuff know, because it's just a time of day that's
the best time to shoot, basically.
Not the best time to shoot, but if you want a certain look, you're gonna shoot during that time.
Okay.
A very distinguished time to shoot.
So lastly, I want to get into what you graduated from Langston with, and are you using it right now?
Okay. So I graduated from Langston with a degree in liberal education, and yes, I use it every day. Working with
these heathens.
Kids. They're not heathens.
They be heathens if I was watching.
They're not heathens at all. Working with the kids at the North maybe, because it helps me to structure how I communicate with them, my expectations from them. I'm always thinking about consequences and rewards, just little stuff. Where today we had to have a talk about what were their privileges, so they get to go swimming every day. And I think a lot of them got swimming into their routine to the point where they're like, oh, swimming is what we do. Right. And I'm like, no, y'all, swimming is a privilege.
Right.
That can be taken away. And they're like, what? And we're like, yeah. So when people are talking to y'all and y'all being disrespectful, we can start to take away some of these privileges, and things started making sense to them. So it's just all about how you communicate and what you're trying to say, and why you would say it differently when you're talking to kids. Not that they don't understand adults speaking, but that their mind is processing it differently.
Right.
So sometimes when you talk, you have to give them this to this, then this.
Yep.
Don't just say, y'all, when we get in the room, we gonna have fun. No. Because sometimes you gotta let them know what have fun means. You gonna say, hey, right now I want y'all to be quiet. We're gonna walk quietly in the hall. Once you get in the room, you're gonna sit down. You're gonna pick out the balls. You're gonna leave the hula hoops alone. You're gonna do this, because if you tell them have fun, you turn around.
Wow.
Exactly. Fun to them is like
letting loose.
Exactly. Just imagine letting your kid have fun in your house. What would be torn up? What would be thrown everywhere? So you just got to give them very specific instructions. They're kids, so.
In 10 seconds. Tell the people why they should work with you, why they should keep up with you, why they should be in tune with Divine Atypical Works. Okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, so hey guys, again, this is Deandra Ware with Divine Atypical Works. You should support me and my brand, because when you support us, you support an artist, and artists make the world go round. I hope that makes sense. So it makes sense to me.
I'm weak.